Hi, I'm Miss Cindy, and welcome to our January Jumpstart program. So this month we are celebrating Winnie the Pooh, and the author who wrote the Winnie the Pooh books was A.A. Milne. His birthday is in January, so we are celebrating Winnie the Pooh and that author. So we're going to do a couple of simple crafts. If you actually pick up our to-go art kit for Jumpstart on January 7th from 8 to noon from the Art Center, you'll get some of these supplies and instructions in that kit. But if not, these are pretty simple materials that you probably have on hand at home. I have yellow paper, I have pom-poms, and then the Chanel stem for the Pooh face, googly eyes, or if you need crayons and markers to do those other things. I have some watercolors, and you'll need glue. I have scissors out, but you really won't need them because you're tearing the yellow paper rather than cutting it. But if you wanted to cut it instead of tear it, you would need some scissors. We're going to start with making a little Pooh face. Now I have these yellow paper plates, and you'll get one of these in the kit if you pick it up, but if you don't have a yellow paper plate, any color will do. So I just took a yellow paper plate and a black pom-pom for his nose, glued it right on. This is just the pipe cleaner or chenille stem that I have, I've taken. They come pretty long, so I've just clipped off with my scissors a little bit because his smile was a little too big. So I clipped it about in half, and then I made him a smile and I glued it down. And then I took just little bits to make his eyebrows, because Pooh has to have his eyebrows. And then I took eyes, little googly eyes, and I glued them there. If you don't have googly eyes, you could use a marker or crayons to do that. And then you can either cut out little ears. There's a template on our website with the ears and some other, and the honey pot. But you could cut the ears and glue them on, or if you have little pom-poms, you can do that too. So that's the first thing that we're doing today. And then the second thing that we're gonna do, if you listen to our story, there was lots of talk about Pooh's honey pot. So we're gonna make a honey pot. So this template is in our instructions in the kit and on the website. So this is the template. So you're gonna take that and then color the honey pot, any color that you want. So I left it blank, so color any color you want. I have mine blank here. But then you're going to fill it with honey and then make some little thumbprint honeybees that are always attracted to the honey. So we'll get started on that. So what I've done is I've taken little bits of paper. This is just yellow construction paper, but any yellow paper. I also have tissue paper that you can use. So you're just going to tear it into little pieces. And then you're going to glue those pieces down onto your honey pot. The best way to do that is just take your glue. If you have a glue stick, that works too. You could just rub it all around. If you're using a bottle, you're just gonna dab lots and lots of pieces, and then you're just gonna make little dots all over the place and let it drip down a little bit, because honey can be messy and it likes to drip. You could also take blank white paper, if you don't have any yellow paper, and color it with markers or crayons. Lots of different ways to do this. So I'm just gonna, so once you do that, you're gonna wanna take and make the thumbprint or fingerprint honeybees. So I have a little water in my plate here, and I'm wetting my finger, and I'm just using watercolor. But you can also take a yellow marker and color your finger. That works too. So I'm just getting a little bit of paint on my finger, and I'm going to make lots of different little honeybee bodies. They're going to be circling around my honey pot. And then they're going to dry really fast. You might want to have a paper towel on hand. So to finish up our honey pot and our little honeybees, I have a black marker. I have a Sharpie, but you don't have to use a Sharpie. Any black marker will do, or a black crayon. So I'm just going to make our little honeybees. They need some antenna, and they need some wings, and they need some stripes on their bodies. And you can give them little eyes too. So you're going to do this on all their little bodies. And it's just simple little lines that you're doing. So just loops for the wings and little curved lines for the antenna. dots are the eyes, and then a curved line for the little lines on the bumblebee body. And we want to show a little bit of movement with our honeybees, so that's where the little dotted lines come in. So I'm going to make them kind of swirling all around. Maybe they like to do loops. And there we go. There's what we have. So you're just going to make the little curved lines to show the movement, and we're done. That's it. Until next month.